Now we're live with Joseph Darling. He's the founder and CEO of OnTracc, consistency coach, life coach, and entrepreneurship coach as well. He happens to also be my personal life coach. So I wanted to have him on here to talk about 2025 and how we prepare for entrepreneurship, finishing out this year, 2024, going into next year. So I'll let you introduce yourself briefly, Joseph. Tell us a little bit
Fantastic.
more about what you do from your perspective.
Yeah. I'm a leader of a entrepreneurial community, and we're taking the world by storm, moving towards replacing the current education system that's not working for the vast majority of people. And we got to prepare for some very interesting times coming in the next couple of years. And I think that there's going to be recessionary times, in my opinion, over the next couple of years. It's going to take a lot of people by surprise. And then
Well, it's going to
after,
happen eventually, right? I mean, when you have an era of growth with the stock markets and everything, cryptocurrency is an all-time high, you're going to have a crash eventually. But sorry, continue.
and then after that, we're going to get another bull run that's going to take us even more by storm. So it's going to be very exciting times.
All right, so let's get into it because I know that you're very busy with your schedule. Thanks for having, taking half an hour of your day to meet with me. So I just want to ask, on entrepreneurship, the first topic that we just had to discuss was how do you prioritize business growth while staying adaptable to changing market trends in 2025?
I don't think you should compare yourself to what other people are doing, amongst, in your environment. And you should just pick your thing that you believe is going to make the biggest difference for your future and the future of humanity. And kind of gauge out 5 years ahead and see what's going to be important at that time, and then just build. Just put your head down and build without really even looking up. I think that's the ultimate way of adapting, is to simply don't have funnel vision, and don't care about whatever everyone else is doing.
And that's what you help out with mostly, right? Because a lot of people, we have a lot of distractions in our lives, and you're a consistency coach. So how do you help people stay consistent? Because obviously it's very difficult day in, day out to have that tunnel vision. You're going to see other people sometimes going faster than you, right? We're not going to look at people going slower than us in our entrepreneurship journey. We're going to look at the people going faster than us. How do you help
Yeah,
people stay focused? Your students,
right.
rather.
Well, number one is to make sure that they choose the right vehicle to get to their, the land of their dreams, right? They want financial freedom, then they've got to make sure that they pick something that they can become the best in the world at, or somewhat, and that it's according to their likes and dislikes, right? And as they begin to take that journey, they're they're going to get um, they're going to get attacked by distractions, and the shiny object syndrome and the woman in the red dress and all those things that
Is that a pun intended, by the way? The woman in the red dress, or no?
Alex Hormozy uses it, and it's also from Matrix and everything. So, um, and but also, yeah, women, you can say that too. But the
And by the
biggest
way,
thing,
just to say, we don't hate women or anything. He's making a point. But go ahead,
yeah, we
Joseph.
do. Well, I mean, this is the one thing that distracts men the most. But yeah, just staying. If your goal is to stay consistent, because consistency what creates compounding and the exponential growth curve, then you got to make sure that you stick to one thing, follow one course until successful. So that's what I help people do, is to make sure that the choice that they make in terms of their vehicle is the right one. And once that's in place, we need to know which habit will exponentially build that one thing. And then we need to measure and track and report and hold that person accountable to actually doing what needs to get done on a daily basis. So the biggest way we do that is through daily text coaching.
All right, that makes sense. So I'm taking that habit that you just said that word and segueing into health and other aspects of the on-track system. What strategies do you use to maintain physical and mental health while managing the pressures of running a business?
Well, there's three categories of life. You've got health, relationships, and financials. And you want to make sure that the health part of your life is at all times prioritized. A lot of people are saying, you should grind, grind, grind. But the problem is that if you're grinding so much that your health is actually, going haywire, you're going to not be able to be consistent. Like the goal is sustainability and setting up a lifestyle that you actually can be, that you can sustainably do throughout your entire life. That is a 9 to 10 to 11 hour workday, and keep that going every day for the rest of your life. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon. And so, in health, there's also three categories. You have sleep, and then you've got a good diet, and then you've got your exercise. And all those three need to, you need to make sure that you keep those in check. They're a daily thing, right? And so you need to build great habits surrounding those three things. And if you do that, then you can have some sustainability and consistency with your health, and that will help your productivity.
Okay, so family balance. I know that you like to say, well, we talked about this a long time ago. This is something that one of the things that I was mesmerized when you spoke to me the first time, and I saw on your social media that before we go on to the next question, on dating specifically for men, we're not talking about women or anything, specifically for men. You often used to say that a man shouldn't date until he has a net worth of $100,000. Do you still stick by that? And what does that mean specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. I would also add that he should be making 10K a month. And it's not necessarily because women are attracted to money. I mean, it opens doors, but there's a lot of brokies that that manage to get a lot of women as well.
But
And
yeah,
so it,
but unfortunately, to be honest, most men are not going to make $10,000 a month, right? But let's just stick with the net worth of $100,000. I think that's more achievable, especially anywhere in the world. You can do that. I know it's not as easy in India or Nigeria to do that, but it's something that anybody can achieve, right? And that's a lot of money, no matter where you go. Let's say that you go to a country where, like, where you're at, right, or Dominican Republic, where my parents are from, where you may not make $10,000 a month, but $100,000 net worth, that's enough to live as an investor, right? And you can
yeah,
compound that as well.
I mean, the thing is not money. Like, who cares about the money amount? The thing is, what type of person have you become as a result of creating that? That's what matters.
You never
And
told me this before, by the way. So continue. This is the part that I'm learning as well as I listen on. Go ahead.
fantastic. You want to make sure that you're mentally prepared and ready for what's going to come your way with the issues and difficulties that women are going to give you. And
You're
the
not going to say
only
that we hate women because of this. It might get sensitive, but go ahead.
no, we love women. They're absolutely amazing. But as a result, they should be they should be taken care of properly and led properly in the direction of their joy, bliss, and happiness. And we're responsible, for helping them achieve that. And so as a result, we need to make sure we're prepared for that. So there's nothing to do on hating on women or anything like that. But it's about becoming the person that can actually handle those types of relationship difficulties that inevitably is going to be a part of it. And the ultimate way to do that is to have gone through a lot of rejection, a lot of issues, a lot of
That's
trials,
true.
a lot of relations, and not with women, but with relationships in general, in business, and trying things that failed, and doing things that were uncomfortable, and those things you get automatically from entrepreneurship. And that's really what prepares you for women. And you haven't really gone through it before you start making real money as an entrepreneur. And so that's why I'm saying that you should be able to make good money as an entrepreneur before you start dating women. And again, it's not because women need you to make money and that they're attracted to it. It's simply because you want to be the kind of person that can lead her to the land of her dreams.
Definitely. I totally get that. And what you were saying on rejection, by the way, I'm not sure why, but this is just a side note. No matter how many times you get rejected in business or business deals or you get backstabbed in business, right? No matter what gender it is, when you get into a relationship, it just feels different and it hurts a lot more. So is that why you're saying that you should prepare yourself? You should learn from your mistakes, and entrepreneurship is much easier. Well, depending on how much money you lose, obviously, with a business deal, or how much you get backstabbed for, how much your reputation is hurt after that for potential future deals.
Yeah.
But, well, how would you say that really helps you with dealing with rejection with women in that specific aspect?
Well, I can briefly explain the five phases of leadership that I tout all the time. It's
Go ahead.
phase one is allow yourself to be led.
Hmm.
It's the only feminine part of the five phases of leadership where you actually have to learn from other people. and make sure that you're learning from people that are many steps ahead of you, as many steps as possible, and then actually follow their course and understand what they did to get to where they were, and then put your own mix in there.
And that
uh
means get a mentor, right? Get a mentor or a consistency coach like yourself. This is where you plug yourself in.
Yeah, everyone needs a coach. Everyone needs someone who's further ahead than they are, and I recommend that for sure. And then number two is lead yourself. Is understanding, yourself. Know thyself, right? Get over your addictions. Get over any distractions that consistently is, in your way. And
Yep.
number three is lead others. And leading others, meaning specifically lead a team or lead people as part of your organization, because personal development is a team sport, and you want to make sure that you have a team around you in order to for you to achieve your goals. And then comes lead women, and then lastly lead kids. So those are the five phases of leadership. And a lot of guys, they switch the sequences around and put women, in phase number one, and then they wonder why she's not following your lead. You never learned to lead. You haven't gone through the phases. You don't really understand how relationship psychology and all that stuff works. And so it's easier to practice on a team of a team of people that you've led towards their dreams and yours.
No, and I totally understand that because we're taught as a society that that's how we should do it first, right? We should go to college and then basically just get married and have kids and then figure things out. We're not led, hey, we're gonna have to lead a family. We're gonna have to be the head of the household, especially in Western countries, right? And that's why people don't really put two and two together. But that's why marriage rates are declining. People are getting married. We're not having kids because we're not taking these steps. We're not doing it the way it should be, the natural way. Learn to lead first, lead ourselves, learn to, then lead a team, then understand the dynamics between men and women, right? You're also a love coach. That's the way into the next topic that we're going to discuss. How do you ensure quality time with your family amidst the demands of entrepreneurship, and what boundaries do you set to maintain balance?
Okay. Just one more tad bit on the last part. It The aspect of leading women, also
Hmm.
like being phase four, is partly because you want to make sure that you also have a discipline of not needing women at all times and in all places. A lot of men need women. So until you've learned how to kind of, take a backseat approach so that they are you're not chasing them continuously, then you're not really ready for them. So the more you focus on your own thing, then that's going to help you to really leverage that opportunity when women do come into your life at a later time, because you don't need them as much, and that actually puts you in the power seat in a good positive way. So going back to your current question, setting boundaries for family members, how often you should spend time with them, etc. I think it's important to keep social relationships. It's, to be honest, relationships is the only real reason why we're alive. It's what
Is,
produces
is,
joy.
is that because men survive by being hunters gatherers, hunting gathering groups, and women survive well, basically by needing men to for safety and protection, right, to provide as well. Is that why you would say social relationships are the key factor in our lives?
So social relationships in general. I'm not even talking about just the male female sexual dynamic aspect. That's just one of the three parts of social relationships in your life. Because you have the woman part, and then you have friends, and that could be business friends, that could be business acquaintances, or just your inner circle of friends that you've got, and maybe strangers can be part of that as well. And then you've got your family, both close family and extended family, and you are the one who has to decide how close do you want to be to who, and how much time do you spend with which people. And it could get like really complicated if you are in a lot of people's lives, and a lot of
Hmm.
people
Too many
negative.
people, right? You're handing too
Yeah,
many cookie jars.
a lot of people are negative, and also as an entrepreneur, you're like 1 out of 20, meaning like you're probably the black sheep in your family from the sense of being different.
Pun intended. Go ahead.
Right. uh right. And so that's the conundrum there. Is like there's a problem because you are so different than everyone else, And so if you spend a lot of time with them, you're going to think like them, you're going to behave like them, you're going to do the things that they do. And
Exactly.
you got to be careful with that. I think it's much better to find your tribe. And that's why I encourage, not only, everyone needs a coach, but everyone needs a community of guys that are going in the same direction, that are like-minded, and that are pursuing excellence and leadership and understanding the world and understanding financials, and setting up for an amazing life for themselves. And so most people, I recommend them to leave their old life behind and start a new path, with a new set of friends, and limiting a little bit, you know, having less time with family, and putting dating completely on hold, because
Things,
relationships.
all the things, by the way, that I've actually done, and it's helped me a lot to actually just close my circle of friends, which Joseph has told me to. Let's basically listen. You're gonna have to leave a lot of the groups that you've been associating with on internet and just cut off dating. Once in a while I'll go out on an expensive date with a woman or something, just to just so I'm not awkward or weird when I do begin to actually start dating again. But yeah, I've done a lot of these things, and it's just helped me a lot as well. And it hasn't been easy, Joseph. We might have gotten those conversations going where I'm basically saying, "Listen, I'm not feeling well right now. This is what I like," and you're like, "Listen, you're not ready for this." And that's why I think it's good to have somebody like you around, because I'm not just you know kissing ass like as a Sarah Mark or plugging you, but I'm just saying that it really does help to get a consistency coach. So sorry, continue.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's just that the end goal in mind is fantastic relationships. That's why
Yep.
you are building your business. That's why you're trying to get rich. That's why you want to have a specific lifestyle, because the higher up you come on the status pole, the better people you're going to have around you. And you're probably not going to spend a lot of time with people that are in the lower social space. And that's a positive thing, because you want to up your quality of life. And so that's the end goal. But it also means that in the early stages of your life, like, you're not going to be able to escape the life that you have if you keep the relationships that you have, right? So you got to get rid of what you don't want in order for you to get what you do want, right? So the beginning phase of your entrepreneurial journey is going to be somewhat lonely, until you find your tribe, until you find your coach, and then you leverage those opportunities and that networking aspect of things, and then now suddenly you have the social network that you want to have, and then you begin to spend more time with the family members that you truly appreciate, because you can now actually spoil them a bit, and give back for the support that they gave you on your journey towards success, if you did have family members that actually supported you. A lot of us
And
don't.
definitely, and definitely, obviously, with money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys better experiences, which can lead to happiness. And also, you can better healthcare and better quality of food, which leads into everything, right?
and
Health
and
as well.
mm, yeah, and just sorry to interrupt you, but also to help your family members. Like, I have one client who wanted to help his mother, right? And right now he's not able to afford it, but we figured out that for her to have a fantastic life, like, we're talking, she needs maybe an extra $1,500 a month. And it's like, bro, like, are you kidding me? Like, you can help her to get that, and that's one of the
Well,
purpose for him building a business.
and by the way, just to give you a side note, my mom is actually retiring in May of 2025, and one of my goals right now, a lot of people don't know this, is actually the first time I'm saying this out loud. It's weird. It's like everything that I say about all my first times are with you guys in the groups, especially on Sundays, where we basically turn off the camera. Let's talk about things that we don't want recorded. But anyway, I'm gonna try in 2025. And one of my goals actually is in the medium term. I've been with you over a little bit over a year, is to be able to financially support my mother in addition to her pension so that she can retire. And is actually on top of that, is to actually be able to hire her on a part-time basis so she can help me out with a lot of things that I need help with. So that is a goal setting for 2025. Isn't it great how we do these segues, right?
That's amazing.
What
That
are
that's also a
sorry,
tax.
yeah, but what are your key personal and professional goals for 2025, and how do you plan to align them with your family and health priorities?
Ooh, the goals for 2025. Yeah, my goal is to exponentially grow the community that we've got. We're building we want to replace the education system, and we want to do it one stage, one phase at a time. And the way to do that is by finding other like-minded men who want to build their own businesses and to educate people on how to become entrepreneurs themselves, etc. And we want to leverage the expertise that's in the group. And the goal is to get to 1,000 members by the end of next year. So it's a 40x from where we are right now. So that's a huge difference. And the way to make that happen is going to require 10 to 11 hour workday, 7 days a week. And fortunately, there's no full-time job. I managed to get out of that in 2016. Haven't had that since then, and so I can choose my own schedule. I work from home. I've got my wife, my 3 kids, and our 2 cats, and I managed to create a life where they can keep themselves busy while I do the work that needs to get done.
Yeah,
And
and the crazy thing about everything is that I'm actually transitioning to that, as you know. I'm going basically from like I was full time at one point in my life, and I'm doing different projects, different companies, and I'm also doing a lot of trading. I'm also transitioning, as you know, 2025 from what we were doing before to more the venture capital world. We're
mm,
becoming investors rather than just employees now that, thanks to you, I can safely say this. In the next week or so, I'm actually going to finally hit the 100K mark. Yay. This was a hard, it took us a year and a half. I was already on my way there, but you helped me get there. You helped me stay consistent because making money is easy when you have a system in place and when you're focused and you're willing to work 12-hour days, as you know, I was doing 7 days a week. A lot of my friends were like, "What are you doing? It's Memorial Day, it's this." I'm like, "Listen, I don't care. I'm working every single day." But it's easy to make money. But I remember, I don't know if you know Miles Guo, he's a Chinese billionaire. He lost billions of dollars. And I was talking to somebody that knew him personally. He told me, "Listen, Mike, making $1 billion is hard, but losing $1 billion is easy." That goes, I guess, for everything, right?
absolutely, yeah,
So
you
on
did a
track.
great job. The biggest thing was really keeping your expenses down, and you did that, and
Yeah,
there.
that by the way, that's not easy to do either. Because remember, keeping your expenses down, people look at you and they're like, "Look, why are you living like this? You're not spending money on this, you're not spending money on that." Everybody wants you to, even if you have wealth, if you have money, they want you to live like this expensive lifestyle that they want you to show up online. If you're not doing that, then you're a brokey or whatever, right? And I know personally a lot of people that are rich, millions of dollars in debt, literally millions of dollars in debt, and they're rich online, and they're like they think that their life is stable and set. I'm like, no, I'd rather be in my situation where I'm a minimalist, keep my expenses down, invest, save. So on track, you told me once that you have a dream where people raise their children using the on-track system versus the traditional, in America, for example, the public school system. How does
Yeah.
that look like?
So the way that it looks like, I mean, first of all, we got to tackle the people that are graduating from high school, right? So my target market is usually people that are 18 plus, but it could go all the way up to 60 for that matter. But it's anyone who wants to develop and gain skills fast when it comes to making money online. And there's so much opportunity out there, and there's 4 different ways of making money online, and it's sales, content creation, becoming a software developer, or becoming a trader. There's only 4 different ways, and there's a lot of people saying, "Oh man, there's so many different ways." Bro, there's 4. Okay, get good at one of these and make sure you get to the 10K a month level, and now you can do whatever you want. And so that's the education system of creating a system where people can start gaining experience and gaining skills within 24 to 48 hours of joining our system. And they're given a project to start working on immediately, because very often when people start a business, their biggest issue is that they don't have clients, they don't have anyone that wants to pay them any money, and as a result they don't get ahead, and then they quit because there's no reward for the effort that they're putting in trying to sell the lack of experience that they've got.
Oh yeah, you need
you know
experience to get clients, right? You have to have a book of business, right?
yep. And so that's how the system basically is going to be built out and developed. And we're going to start with the 18-year-olds. Eventually, we have to tap into the youth as well, the teenagers, etc. Because the education system, the way it is right now, is absolutely and utterly crap, and it's giving information when we're now done with the information age. and
You can
we're
find everything on the internet, right? Everything that they want to teach, even like Ivy League education, Harvard, you can find all that on the internet. I taught myself how to source companies for a venture capital firm interview one time. I'm using YouTube videos. I don't have to go
exactly.
and get an MBA.
Exactly. And my teenagers are figuring out how to use Chat GPT. So it's like, bro, like, what, what is a teacher that is broke going to teach them? And so, what instead we do is we make sure we bring in the implementation age. So there's a lot of, there's three different ways for people to buy a product, or there's three different types of products that people buy, and it's done do it yourself. So it's usually informational products that's somewhat disorganized. Maybe it is organized if you pay for it, but it's do it yourself. And then you've got do it with you and do it for you. And I'm sick and tired of the do it yourself products that are promoted, like ebooks and small courses that you can take and all that. Like, it's
Bravo
not going to
Kiyosaki.
I I mean, it's nice, it's a start. But if you've got a coach and you got a mentor, you got a community, and you've got to do it with you and do it for you system, like, that's going to propel you forward faster than anything else, because it's going to hold you accountable to taking daily steps to progress, right? And
Yeah,
that's
and by
the
the way, and just want to add that you helped me with the do it you're like with you. You helped me get an editor. You help, and I also source people from the community that you created to help me with a lot of content creation. Just wanted to give you that note. It was much easier than me going out myself and doing all that. But go ahead, continue.
100. Yeah. I mean, do it for you is somewhat tricky, because you got to have the money. Because that's like building a team, right? Most people are not ready to build a team in the beginning. So if they're like straight out of high school, like, it's not like they're going to buy do it for you products, right? Uh so it's really the one in the middle at this point. It's do it with you. And that's part of the community, as part of coaching, and making sure that you're taking the right steps on a daily basis. And that's why I'm such a big fan of daily text coaching, because it's not a thing these days. It's pretty much a system that we've designed, although all coaches have it. But there's no one that really actually promotes it as this is what they're best in the world at. And we're best in the world at daily text coaching and making sure that you get done whatever you need to get done. And this might be a great opportunity for me to explain the acronym of OnTracc.
Wait,
On
when your time stamp, man. We have 3 minutes left. We can go longer. Let me
uh,
know when you want to say that because I have one more question after this. So go ahead and continue with on track. Explain what it is, the acronym.
I'll end it there. Actually, it's going to be a beautiful end to this one. So OnTracc stands for opportunity, networking, which is the two big things that people should be looking out for. It's like, I need opportunity. Okay, great, fantastic, we got it. I need networking. All right, these are the people that you need to be participating and spending time with. Okay, fantastic. So it's on opportunity, networking, and then it's tracking. We got to measure. We got to measure everything, and then we got to report it. And now the improvement can accelerate. So we track, we report, and then we hold you accountable through that tracking and reporting. And then you've got consistency coaching through daily text coaching as well. That is the full package that anyone needs in order for them to succeed as an entrepreneur in 2025.
Okay, I was going to ask you actually what are the lessons and advice that you would give to people in 2025, but I think that the lesson or advice you would give is, well, the thing that you probably should promote right now is sign up for a free trial of the On Track program and join a community of like minded men that want to better themselves health wise, financially, and improve relationships with business associates, potential clients, customers, and with their family members, right? Or potential future wives and children
100%.
as well. Okay, so give me the last plug that you have for your website and everything, and how to connect with you, and then we'll go from there.
Fantastic. So I'm Joseph.ontrack, and on track with two C's for consistency coaching. And that's on Instagram. And you can also find OnTracc app on YouTube with 5,000 subscribers. And yeah, we're progressing fast. It's fun. It's a great group of guys, and they've all got big, huge dreams, and we're making them happen together.
Definitely. So this channel, we're not just doing crypto; we're doing crypto, finance, and entrepreneurship. So remember to like, share, subscribe if you like content like this. And with that being said, Joseph, thanks for the interview and upwards and onwards. All right,
Appreciate you, Mike. Talk to you soon.
ciao.